Okay, this one should be pleasant. I'm not going to put you under pressure. I'm not going to ask you to get yourself out of myopia because everybody medical will tell you that's impossible. So let's not argue about that. So this will be footnotes. What to do after you get to 2020 about me and basically about Rafelson and what I realized about the public because of his remarks about his personal effort to help the public with prevention. It's completely impossible because the mind of the public is that way. That's the facts. Let's not try and change that. Every optometrist will tell you, I cannot help a person once it's 2040 because he won't do what I ask him to do. Of course, they omit ever asking you to do something or anything because they've already decided that you are impossible and the prevention under any circumstance by anyone is totally impossible. How they reach that conclusion, they put a minus lens on their own children, their children's vision gets worse, and they conclude that prevention is not possible because they never attempted to think or help about helping their own children when their child was 2040. And maybe they're right, I don't know, but you'll never conduct a study loaded with people who've already decided that prevention is totally impossible when you're 2040, which is the reason I will add these footnotes. Discouraging, yes. Probably impossible. But I'm like Musk. I believe in science and facts. And on those science and facts, I treat my eyes because they're dynamic control systems and I measure them. Third parties don't measure my eyes. That's my job as an engineer, not your job. But equally, I'm not going to have an optometrist use a retinoscope to measure my eyes when I'm the person responsible and he is not responsible. Be very clear about that. He'll then use a phoropter and give me really bad measurements. There's no way that can be good. But back to the footnotes on prevention. Because I believe in science and God designed an accurate control system, or in science, evolution designed a highly dynamic system, measured as a refractive state myself, always. Now, fortunately, after cataract surgery, it's reset my eyes to about -1 diopter. I requested it, which gave me, and I'm looking at my Snellen, gave me basically 20/50, 20/60. But I thought, now I can fight. Now I can do what I can. And that's when I started wearing a +2 diopters when at the typewriter and basically 4 diopters on my cell phone. I also give myself a little flexibility, the 20/30 line. 20/30 line passes all DMVs. And with both eyes close to the same, and they will be, in nature, all eyes are close to the same before you put a minus lens on them. Then it's wild as to what happens when you put different minus lenses on the eye. The eye follows the minus lens, and there's hell to pay beyond that point. So I'll say this in support of a Lampsight. He has considerable religious dedication to prevention, as I do. He's going to do it a little differently from his position as an optometrist and my position as an engineer, protecting my vision, if at all possible. So I was convinced of this 17 years ago. And if I do something, I do it myself. Before I ask you to do something, I do it myself first and successfully. And then you might do what I'm doing. Probably not. It's the old medical story. If somebody medical gives you advice, you're going to ignore it. Universe, ignore it. Everyone. So either you figure it out yourself, in which case you might do it successfully personally, but I doubt it. The only person doing it successfully is not cure, not get better. It's Rupa Wong. You can really learn from her because I'm doing exactly what she is doing. A little bit different. Here we got engineer versus ophthalmologist, but it's the same thing. It's education, discipline, and right, Rupa, it's discipline. The kids get discipline, a lot of it. They don't measure their refractive state the way I do, but it's the same thing. She knows what's going to happen if she doesn't keep her kid's nose off the page. So, footnotes. So now I'm all at it to see if I can get my self-imposed nearsightedness to change to a positive refractive state, measured objectively by me. And of course, it's open-ended. To me, prevention is permanent with the plus lens. Now, the problem with most people, they think, oh, I just got to 2020, oh, clear flash, it's wonderful. That doesn't work. You got to keep on using the plus to get better than 2020. And I'll give you an inflection point, a pivot point. A lot of eyes can't get 2020 with the minus lens. So I would use 2030 to give yourself some time buffer. And now you can believe me or not believe. I've been wearing plus lens for 15 years and verifying everything outside on the Snellen and verifying my vision is better than 2020 objectively by reading the 2020 line and holding a half diopter to 1 diopter. They're verifying I have a buffer, guaranteed buffer, so I won't drift back into myopia. But I'm measuring myself. And you can reject that too. But I'll tell you this, if you don't measure yourself, you will not be successful. And if you don't know the history of the problem, particularly eyes at a 4-year college, and you're at 2040, and you say, ha, the plus lens doesn't work, and I hate wearing the plus, and I'll never wear it. When you're 2040, you're going to lose. You're going to lose. You're not going to be successful. That's the only place where prevention would be reasonable. And what optometrists will offer is you not recovery, not personal controlled prevention. He will offer you a Stellus lens, which presumably slows down. I say no. Either I take measurement control, in which case I might be able to go from 2040 to 2020, and then by continued effort, do better than 2020. Now, you take all this and do whatever you want to do. I gave up on you. You gave up on yourself. You never had a chance. And from Rafelson, it was clear that he couldn't give you that chance either, because you don't know what you're doing. And if it did, you would not want to do it. And so that is where we stand 120 years later, after Rafelson attempted to do it. In the same way that Lampsight, Dr. Johnson is attempting to do it. It's the same problem. You don't want to do it. You don't understand how to do it. And no conversation, no science will help you at all, except for perhaps my example. And you don't want to do the plus. And you don't want to get test lenses. And you want somebody like Jake Steiner to do it all for you when you're at -5 or so. So that is my opinion as an engineer from college, and it's their discouragement of realizing what Rafelson was dealing with, and he couldn't possibly handle it at all. End of story. Thank you, Jacob Rafelson. You did your best, and I learned a lot from you. I hope we could all learn better, but I don't know when. Thank you.